So I'm going to chat to you a little bit about general mountaineering ice axes. We've got a good range of mountaineering axes here at the Climbers Shop, but what I'm not going to talk to you about is walking ice axes. I think if you need that extra security when you're walking on that really easy ground, maybe in deep snow, it's worth purchasing some ski poles. Now the general mountaineering axe is really for when that terrain steepens up and you need that extra security. So there's a good range to choose from, as I say. I'm just going to pick off this sort of Black Diamond Raven Pro mountaineering axe. It's got a reasonably straight shaft here with a bit of a kink near the head of the ice axe. This is the head here, and it's this shaft with this sharp spike on the end that I'm going to plunge into that steeper snow slope that's going to give me that extra security when I'm walking up it. Now if the snow slope steepens up a little bit, I can then turn the ice axe around, and with the pick of the axe I can plunge that pick into that snow again to help with that extra security. I've also got an adze on the back here, and I can use that adze for cutting ice as little steps or into that sort of firmer, harder snow. So this is like a general mountaineering ice axe. You know, I'm 6'1", this is 60 centimeters in length, and this is more than adequate for me to use on that slightly steeper terrain, you know, to give me that extra security as that snow slope steepens up. You'll see on some of the ice axes here, they've got leashes on. You know, I won't necessarily use a leash when I'm general mountaineering. I like to move my ice axe from one hand to another as I'm moving and zigzagging my way up the snow slope, but that's a sort of personal preference. But essentially that's from a general mountaineering ice axe for winter walking or summer alpine mountaineering. So I've talked to you about general mountaineering ice axes, but if you need an axe to give you that bit more security on the steeper terrain, maybe pulling over ice bulges, or maybe in the summer in the Alps when that snow gets stripped back and it leaves those icy slopes to get up onto the alpine ridge, you might choose something like the Petzl Summit Tech. And the Sumtech is a general mountaineering ice axe with a heavier duty head and slightly steeper pick there to help climb in that steeper terrain. But it's also got this grip rest on the bottom here, and that means that when you are holding the shaft of the ice axe, your hand doesn't slide off the end. So when you are climbing it in a climbing mode and pulling down on the ice axe, you get that extra security from that grip rest. But when you don't need it, you can actually slide it up the shaft and out the way, so that when you're generally moving around mountaineering terrain and you need the security of burying the shaft into the snow, you can get that without that grip rest being in the way. So you can move around the mountains, get the security you need from a general mountaineering ice axe, but when it steepens up or becomes more technical, you can slide the trigger, the grip rest down to the bottom of the shaft, and you get that extra security you need for climbing those little icy steps. So a question I get asked a lot is I've got a general mountaineering ice axe, but I need an ice axe now to go ice climbing in the winter or mixed climbing, or you're coming back out to the Alps to do maybe more of a technical alpine week. And so you need an ice axe now that's got more of a curved shaft to it, but also one with more of a sort of specialised hand grip. Now I've lifted off here this sort of Petzl Quark. Now this has got this sort of curved shaft as I mentioned, and the reason for that curved shaft is it allows us to work around more featured ice or more featured mixed terrain, so we can actually place that pick more securely. It's also got a really nice sort of hand grip here, so you've got a rubberized bottom to the shaft, you've got a really good grip rest and trig rest, and both those features there allow us to hold on to that ice axe really securely, so when we're on the steeper terrain climbing, we can pull down with the extra security. But the great thing about the Quark is that when we are on that more general mountaineering terrain, moving to or from that technical route, we can actually slide that trig rest up the shaft out the way and actually flick up and close the grip rest, and that allows us to plunge that ice axe into those sort of steeper snow slopes, so we can still get that security we need from that ice axe on that more general mountaineering terrain. Because if it didn't fold up out the way, it would be very difficult to plunge your ice axe into that, you know, more general mountaineering terrain, those steeper snow slopes, and we get less security from that. So this is a great all-round mountaineering axe, but is superb for kind of climbing mixed terrain or that sort of steeper snow. So it's an ice axe that does both of those things very, very efficiently. So I told you a little bit about general mountaineering ice axes, also ice axes for that sort of more technical terrain, steeper ice climbing, such as the Petzl Quark or the Black Diamond Viper. But if you really start focusing on steep icefall climbing, or maybe going through the grades and getting more into your sort of steeper mixed climbing, you might think about an ice axe such as the Petzl Nomic or the Black Diamond Reactor. Now both these axes have a more aggressively curved shape on the shaft, and that allows you to really place the pick over the top of any ice bulges on that steeper icefall terrain or any of that sort of steeper mixed terrain. So you've got a really nice sort of curved shaft there. You've got a really nice drooped pick there that helps you sort of penetrate that ice and give you that maximum security on that steeper terrain. And you've got a really nice ergonomic hand grip there that's also tilted. And this hand grip is really important because when you do grip that hand grip and the axe is in that vertical plane, you'll find it really comfortable there in the hand and the wrist. And also it pulls into play the bicep and the shoulder, to really help you stay connected with that steeper ice or that steeper mixed climbing. So when you are leashless, these axes really come into their own. They're designed for that more technical terrain, and they're more designed for ice cragging, steep mixed climbing. The downside with these ice axes is that they're not great on general mountaineering or general alpine terrain, because you can't plunge the shaft of the ice axe in snow or steeper snow slopes getting to and from the ice. So just bear that in mind. These axes are fantastic when the ground does steepen up, but getting to and from them, they do have their sort of limitations.